When we think of loss, and when we inevitably grieve, we often refer to this as bereavement, which is a major component of life in itself. If we though think deeper, we often lose things over the course of our lives. We will lose friendships, our employment, relationships will sour. Those who are close will move away, whether it be by choice or imposition. Our health will prosper and then perish when it is left for us to make sense of what remains. To be able to manage such a diversity of forfeiture requires a marvel of something distinctive, perhaps from the mind of a Stoic. This video will focus on how we can manage grief through the mind of a Stoic, courtesy of the wisdom from Seneca, as he shares such insights through a letter he wrote to his mother, who was grieving when he was forced away into exile, infamously known as a Consolation to Helvia. This is one of my many videos featuring the Stoic wisdom. It is an empowering insight into life that gives us a second wind of breath, that we as individuals can face any upheaval and still live meaningful lives. Click the links in the description. Seneca tells his mother that grief is a process of time. It is something we are rarely prepared to face, as when it dawns upon us, it is fresh and agonizing, rarely gentle and easily inflamed from any situation. Yet Seneca reminds Helvia that our everlasting misfortune always carries its blessing to provide a resolve we may not realise we have. And as grief takes its hold, we can then invite ourselves bravely through it. As Seneca asks Helvia to consider the restlessness within our own minds that makes us wander to all places unknown, no matter where we are. Throughout history, we have wandered and resettled ourselves, where even the universe itself is in a constant motion. How then can our minds object to change? It is in life's decreed that nothing stays the same forever. He bids Helvia not to be troubled by his impoverishment, as even one who is clothed in the richly dyed clothes woven with gold threads. For when this person returns from exile, these clothes are no longer needed. As it is our mind that creates our wealth, which can be nourished in the harshest of places. We must then seek the highest hope, be purposeful in duty. As once virtue has toughened the mind, it renders us practically invulnerable. Seneca entreats his mother that to be afflicted with endless sorrow is excessive indulgence. Yet, to prohibit it is inhumane and callous. We are then to make a compromise between love and what is good sense. And that is to face our grief and not deceive ourselves. As in order to live requires courage, as this is what life expects. Where to overcome our grief is to be born from our reason, to delve ourselves into acquiring knowledge of ourselves and what is around us. It will comfort us, delight, and penetrate your mind, as your thoughts will turn towards your loss, as it is natural to touch more often what hurts. Yet you will find solace through the distinction of your own wisdom, and as your grief calms, you will develop a devotion of both. The world you see, nature's greatest and most glorious creation, and the human mind which gazes and wonders at it, and is the most splendid part of it. These are our own everlasting possessions and will remain with us as long as ourselves remain. for someone who is in grief. You may feel the wisdom of a Stoic will be the last person you would believe will provide you the compassion that you need. And while it is true that Seneca bids Helvia to overcome herself in grief, he also does not deny that we as humans often occupy ourselves with what hurts the most. For as much as it is to be a Stoic to control our emotions and not to be overwhelmed, it does not mean that a Stoic does not become scared, intimidated, or even struck with grief. It just means that a Stoic is aware of their feelings, and when they are stuck, they allow themselves to reflect and show a resilience to realign themselves with purpose and reason. As the strength of a Stoic is to appreciate a grander longing of life, to be gracious for what we have, and still find a purpose in life through faith in what we can derive within ourselves. As it is only when we are vulnerable we can truly realise our own strength.